Hello there, it's Elliot, and this is going to be a bit of a travel vlog of sorts because, look, I'm at Barnes & Noble. This was for the Criterion sale last month, and yes, that is me. So I was joined by my lovely camera assistant and future wife, Becky, and she helped me just film a bit of these videos while I was in Barnes & Noble, just shopping around and things like that. This was basically my only chance of doing a kind of Criterion Closet style video. So I'll admit I was sort of pretending that I was in the Criterion Closet and picking off some of my favourite films here and there. And I was actually planning on doing a bit of voiceover while I was in the store, but unfortunately just the natural ambience of the Barnes & Noble just kind of drowned out my voice and it didn't sound all that great. So here you get the footage, and this is just a bit of my adventure in Barnes & Noble when I was in New York last month, and we had a great time. "12 Angry Men", what a classic. I mentioned that many times on the channel. It really is like being a kid in a candy store. I wanted to get The Worst Person in the World. Unfortunately, they only had it on DVD, which really annoyed me, so I thought I'll try another store later on. This was the 4K section in the Barnes & Noble Union Square store. They had all of the Criterion 4Ks, so I managed to pick up quite a few that I wanted, including some of these that I'm showing you here. They had a really big selection in the Union Square store, including many of the newer titles like you just saw, Mississippi Masala. Obviously I can't pass up a chance to touch every copy of Barry Lyndon that I come across. Charade, one of my favourites, Stanley Donen film, great thriller from the 60s. This was one Becky picked up, Dazed and Confused, which is a film that we both love, just a really cool chill out movie. Another one that she picked, Election, such a funny film, a weird kind of coming of age teenage high school drama. Destry Rides Again, the great Jimmy Stewart, Marlene Dietrich. I picked up Decalogue. Well, I didn't buy it, but I was tempted to double dip, even though the Arrow disc is what I've got on my shelf. Yeah, it really was like being in the Criterion Closet. There was Flight of the Phoenix, another Jimmy Stewart movie. Holiday, one of our favourite screwball comedies. We actually watched that just before going on this trip. And then of course, House. Such a great, wacky, fun horror film. That was another one we watched recently, Merrily We Go to Hell. Great pre-code. The Black Stallion as well, talked about that recently on my channel. Yeah, so many good films. They basically had everything in stock in the Union Square store, so we were really kind of spoiled for choice. And I did pick up a load of Blu-rays in the store, so I'm sure you'll be seeing that on the channel very soon. Pick up on South Street there, love that film. And Rouge, this was one that I wasn't familiar with. Well, it was a blind buy. Spoiler alert, I did end up buying that one. So that was our stint in the Union Square Barnes & Noble store, but luckily New York City has quite a few of them, so we did go and visit one other. So we headed towards 5th Avenue next. But of course, along the way, we made a few stops. We got some coffee, we looked in a few other shops, and I just admired the architecture, like a lot of great buildings in New York City. And it was my first time going there, so I really did have a great time. Here I am now in the 5th Avenue Barnes & Noble store, making a beeline straight for the Criterion corner. And you can already see I've got a few things in my hands. My Man Godfrey, my absolute favourite screwball comedy. That was probably what I was just saying to the camera right then. Ozu's Good Morning as well. Classic favourite of mine. I picked up Notorious because me and Becky had recently watched that. Clooney Brown, one of my favourite Lubitsch films. Night of the Living Dead, of course, essential. These are basically all ones that I already own. I was just, like I said, living my Criterion closet dream. And of course, couldn't resist touching another copy of Barry Lyndon. Onibaba, great Japanese horror film. Definitely one to watch around Halloween. And Paris, Texas, one of my all-time loves. This really got me going in world cinema. So I have such a strong bond with Paris, Texas. Thin Red Line, Terrence Malick. Would love to see this get a 4K disc very soon. And I think, from what I hear, it's on the cards. Same with A Touch of Zen by King Hu. There's a 4K digital restoration, so there's no reason that they can't make a very good 4K UHD disc. Do the Right Thing, I picked this up and I was talking about it because when we were in New York City, it was so hot outside. We were sweating all day. You can probably see that I'm sunburned in this video. I just was not used to that climate. But it made it a very memorable trip. And so did visiting these two Barnes & Noble stores to pick up some lovely Criterion discs. I did pick up a lot of Criterions, so you'll have to wait and see in the next video because I have a big haul ahead. If you enjoyed seeing my journeys into the Barnes & Noble stores, then check out this video on screen now. It's me going through my entire Criterion collection for 3 hours. Don't miss it. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.